What's up, my dudes? I'm sorry it's taken so long for me to get around to making this video, but here it is. The most powerful healer build in all of ESO. I've tested so many healer builds and honestly, none of them even come close to the healing power of this build, so let me go ahead and get into it. Firstly, before we start, this build is going to require the Oakensoul Ring, so if you don't have that, I'd throw it at the top of the list for items to acquire because it is a real pain to get. This will require you to have the Greymoor, High Isle, and Murkmire DLCs. If you don't have them, as always, I recommend just buying a month of an ESO Plus subscription if you don't want to spend the money on all three and just getting the ring during that month. Now that we have the ring out of the way, the race you're going to want to pick is a Breton and you're going to want to play as a Warden. The Magicka Mastery passive provides you with a 7% reduction on Magicka spell cost, which is extremely useful for continuous healing. The Spell Attunement passive provides you with some spell resistance and extra Magicka recovery, which is also very good for continuous healing. And the Gift of Magnus passive, which stacks an extra 2000 Magicka on you. The Opportunist passive, it's just a really nice added bonus, a little bit of extra AP, not really too useful. The food that we're going to be running is Orzorga's Red Frothgar. This is going to give us a massive chunk of extra HP and even more Magicka recovery to keep those heals going out. The potions that we're going to run, Essence of Immovability. Any smart player is going to try and stun the healer, so they can't heal. It just makes sense, so this potion is extremely useful for this build. If you don't want to run this, then use Tri-Stat potions just to keep your resources up. They're honestly both my two favorite potions for almost any build. They're extremely useful and versatile. The boon we're going to be using is the Antronach boon. This is going to provide us with even more magic recovery. For the gear sets, for the head we're running Heavy Chokethorn's Visage with Sturdy or Reinforced as the trait and Max Health Enchantment as the enchant. I personally like using Sturdy so it's a lower cost of blocking, just so you can have a little bit of extra stamina in reserve. For the shoulders, we're going to be running Heavy Chokethorn's Pauldrons with Infused as the trait and Maximum Health as the enchantment. This gear piece is the reason it has taken me so long to put this video out. I've been trying to get the Heavy Chokethorn shoulder for more than a month. I probably spent over 100 undaunted keys trying to get this shoulder piece, and it would not drop for me, so I just gave up. I mean, look at this. It's literally the last piece left that I need. Hopefully you all have better luck getting this than me, but I'm done grinding undaunted keys for now. For the chest, we're going to be running Curus of Redistribution with Infused Trait and Maximum Health Enchantment. This is a crafted set, so you'll need to find yourself a good crafter or look for it in a guild store to acquire it. For the gloves, we're going to be using the Gloves of Redistribution with Infused Trait and Max Health Enchantment. For the belt, we're going to be using Girdle of Redistribution with Infused Trait and Max Health Enchantment. For the legs, we're going to be using the Greaves of Redistribution with Infused Trait and Maximum Health Enchantment. For the boots, you guessed it, Sabatons of Redistribution with Infused Trait and Maximum Health Enchantment. Both of these sets are amazing for providing additional healing to your teammates, and they can both come in heavy, so it keeps yourself protected very well. The necklace we're going to be running is the Necklace of Endurance. We're going to be using the Weapon and Spell Damage Multi-Effect Enchantment with Healthy Trait on it. The first ring we're going to be using is the Ring of Endurance with Weapon and Spell Damage Multi-Effect Enchantment with the Healthy Trait, and this set's just going to give us an additional 1.8k health, which is awesome. The second ring is going to be the Oakensoul Ring, as I stated at the beginning of the video. We're going to be using the Weapon and Spell Damage Multi-Effect Enchantment. You can use health here as well, but I went with the Infused trait just to add a little extra pop to my heavy attacks. For the staff, the best staff is going to be the Maelstrom's Perfected Restoration Staff. This is really going to keep your Magicka reserves up there depending on how many people you are healing. It's quite fun to see the magic it takes when you have this staff, but for now I've been running the Emperor's Blessing Staff just to get some extra damage on my heavies. I would just grab a staff that increases your damage, Magicka, or health until you can get the Maelstrom Staff. You'll want to use the Fiery Weapon Enchantment and Powered Trait on this staff. Now on to champion points. I'm covering them before the skills because some of the skills used really benefit from the champion points, and I want to cover that when we go over the skills. In Warfare, you're going to want to put 50 points into Cleansing Revival. This will purify your teammates under 25% HP when you heal them, which is very useful and helps them be able to bounce back in a fight. Next, you want 50 points into Swift Renewal. This is going to increase your healing over time effects by 10%. Then you want to grab Focused Mending. This is going to increase your healing done by single target heals by 10%. Remember this one because I'm going to refer back to it when I go over the abilities. The last one you want to grab is Ironclad. This is going to reduce your damage taken from direct attacks by 6%, helping you with those pesky Night Blades. In Fitness, we are going to put 50 points into Boundless Vitality, giving us some additional health. Then we're going to put 50 points into Rejuvenation, just giving us even more recovery and helping us sustain our resources. After that, we're going to put 50 points into Sustained by Suffering. This is going to give us even more recovery when we have a negative effect on us. And lastly, Pain's Refuge. This is going to reduce our damage taken by 2% for every 2 negative effects on us, up to 20%. This is great for fighting multiple enemies. As always in the craft line, it's entirely up to you, but I always recommend grabbing Steed's Blessing for that extra out of combat movement speed. On to the skills. For the first ability, we're running Radiating Regeneration, which is morphed from Regeneration. This is going to apply a heal over time effect to 3 of your allies, and if you remember, the Maelstrom's Perfected Restoration Staff is going to give you 500 magicka back every time one of those heals crits. So if you're using this ability on a large group in Cyrodiil, you're basically never going to run out of magicka. The second ability is Energy Orb, which is morphed from the Necrotic Orb skill in Undaunted line. This is a very solid heal over time that can heal everyone in the area, as well as allow them to activate the Combustion synergy to recover health in whichever resource is higher for them, magicka or stamina. The third ability is Polar Wind, which is morphed from Arctic Wind in the Winter's Embrace skill line. This will instantly heal for a large chunk of health and additional heal over time. This skill can be used rapidly to save your allies from the brink of death. I'm not kidding when I say I've seen this skill crit heal for more than 20,000 health, and if you remember the champion skill Focused Mending, it's going to give that burst an extra 10%, and then the Swift Renewal champion skill is also going to add an effect to the heal over time, so it'll increase there as well. All of that in combination likely makes this the most powerful single target healing spell in the entire game, and it not only heals your teammate, but it heals you as well. The fourth skill we're running is Budding Seeds, which is morphed from Healing Seeds. This is an AoE heal over time that has a burst heal at the end of the duration or upon reactivating the ability. So if you see a teammate low on health standing in this AoE, pop it again and it'll give them a huge boost in HP. The fifth skill we're running is Blue Betty, which is morphed from the Betty Netch skill. This is going to give us magicka regeneration and also grant us major brutality and sorcery, and as an added bonus it removes 1 negative effect from us every 5 seconds. For your ultimate, we're going to be running Enchanted Forest. This is going to give you the best AoE healing ability, and if you read what it says at the bottom, it's going to give you 20 ultimate if used on a teammate under 50% HP. So try using it at that point, and you can keep this ability up quite rapidly. You always want to keep this ability going, so if you're in combat and it's up, use it. This setup is how you always want to run when playing PvP and Veteran PVE. However, if you're running normal dungeons, I recommend switching Skill 2 to Gripping Shards and your ultimate to Northern Storm. This is going to help you clear the dungeons faster while also being able to heal your teammates. That's all I've got for this build. I have a couple clips I want to go ahead and show you all just so you can see how powerful this healer build really is. And that's all she wrote, my dudes. As you can see, this build is amazing at healing. Those clips were all from high MMR battleground matches, so more than likely all of those players are fully built and ready to kill. I recently reached 16,000 Endeavor points and decided to get the new mount because it matches my Vibe Knight healer. And it has blue flames. Heck yeah. As always, please leave a like and subscribe, my dudes. Heal your bro beans, and I will see you in the next one.